All right, have you ever struggled to make something happen? Have you ever thought, if I could just get a better mindset about it, I could do better. If I could just decide I'm not going to let myself quit, I could do better. Oh my gosh, I have been there so many times. So I'm going to assume I'm not alone in that. But do you know there are two things that affect all human behavior? Just two, okay? Pain and pleasure. We are going to go out of our way to avoid pain. So, whatever that looks like, we're going to just not do it because it's painful, right? And then we are going to be filled with desire to gain pleasure, right? So, most of the time, the need to avoid pain is going to beat out the want for pleasure, which, I mean, come on, that seems obvious, right? Nobody wants to be in pain. But there are a few instances where the pleasure is going to beat the pain. So I'm really on a journey to release some weight this year. And this is the one time that pleasure will usually overpower the pain. So the pain of this body, right, of how it looks. And here's the thing, I love myself. I love who I am. Doesn't mean I'm happy with where my body is right now. I want to change that. So I can still love myself and want to grow more, want to change. That's okay. So I want to release some weight and change how clothes fit on me, that kind of thing. How comfortable I am in certain things. I want to change that. Well, you know what? The pain of looking like this a lot of times loses out to the pleasure of that dessert, to the pleasure of, for me, the Dr. Pepper. I should drink a lot more water, but I don't love water. And oh my gosh, my Dr. Pepper, there is something about that that just brings joy to my life, right? So I'm going to pick that Dr. Pepper over the water a good portion of the time. Pleasure is going to beat out pain in some of these instances. Now, how can we change it? Because I really want to get past the this, right? I really want to get past the needing the Dr. Pepper, which is just a psychological thing, right? So, how do I change that? Well, first off, I got to be aware that I'm making that decision. We can't change anything we're not aware of. I'm aware that I am not choosing water and I am choosing Dr. Pepper 90% of the time. Once I become aware, then what have I got to do? Well, I need to make it so that the pleasure comes from the water, right? I want to go, ooh, the water is so great. And the pain is in drinking the Dr. Pepper. How can I convince myself of that? Well, what's the pain of drinking Dr. Pepper? One, it costs way more money than water does because it's pretty much free. The health benefits, obviously, I'm going to release more weight if I'm not putting in all the stuff that comes with Dr. Pepper. The other health benefit is, do you know that they have found from drinking soda that there are problems with cancer, with brain health, dementia being one of them. At my age, that becomes a big deal. Diabetes too, heart problems. There are so many health issues, liver, kidney, like these are all affected by drinking sodas. Well, it may not affect me today. What is it doing to my long-term health? And, am I going to live to be 90 but not know it? Don't I want to have the best health possible going forward? And gosh, do I really want to keep putting that in my body? Well, up until now, the answer has been yes. And so I'm changing that. And so I'm starting to find the joy in drinking water, which I don't enjoy. So I started adding lemon. I've added some grapefruit essential oils. I've added things that aren't adding weight to the water, but adding pleasure to the water. And Now, as I have been working at eating healthier and stuff, there's also a little bit of pride every time I drink some water because I know what it's doing for me. And so yesterday I said I'm going to stop drinking Dr. Pepper and I am going to just drink water. So yesterday I didn't have a Dr. Pepper. And for the first part of the day, it was fine. The Dr. Pepper I have at dinner is my last one of the day, and then I go to water. But last night I didn't have that, and I really, really wanted it. And so I had to find the pleasure in drinking the water. And so I just sat there and I thought, you know what? Look at you keeping the promises you made to yourself. I'm so proud of you. And then I thought, okay, this is going to show up on the scale. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, but it is going to show up on the scale. And you are going to release that weight sooner because you're not putting empty calories in. And you know what? Just by adding a little bit of water every day, you've already started to feel healthier. Imagine what happens when you drink a lot more water every day. Oh my gosh, look at how far you've come. That is awesome. And so every time I took a drink, I would just like mentally pat myself on the back, right? High five myself. Good job. Go girl. And so I'm really hoping today it's going to be easier as I drink water all day. And if it's not, I'll have that mental talk with myself again and talk about all the benefits and smile as I'm thinking about the water, because you got to change it here in your body as well, right? If I want to change an action, I can't just change the thought. I got to change how I feel about that action. So, that water starts becoming more and more positive. And so I'm really working on that. Control your mental focus, guys, and make it more painful to not keep your promise than to keep your promise. I'm going to give you homework because this, to me, is a game changer. I want you to think of 4 things that you want to change immediately. And I want you to do it as soon as you get done here. Because if you put it off, what are the odds you're not going to do it, right? So as soon as you get done here, go get a piece of paper, pencil, or pen, and write down 4 things that you want to change immediately. And then after you have that first one, I want you to say, what is the pain associated with it in the past? Because we're leaving it in the past, right? So what is the pain that has been associated with it? And that's why you do it. What are all the pleasures you have gotten by not following through with making the change? Okay. And then what will it cost if you don't change, and how will it make you feel? We're all about feelings. How is it going to make you feel? Well, if I keep drinking Dr. One, I'm going to start being disappointed in myself because I'm stronger than that and I'm better than that, right? I need to keep that promise. But 2, it's going to affect my health. And I'm going to give all the reasons why it's not that that's doing it, but it is going to be. I'm going to feel healthier by giving it up. And then what will you gain by taking action now? Well, I'm going to gain control over an area in my life that I've always felt like I had no control over or didn't want to have control over. I wanted to enjoy my Dr. Pepper. I wanted to just drink it without guilt. So I gave myself here's why it's okay, right? I sat and argued with myself until I could give myself a good reason I should go ahead and just drink the Dr. Pepper. When really, if I'm going to do the calories, I'd much rather have it in food than a drink. And I would much rather pick how my health goes rather than just be the consequences of my actions. My health so far has been the consequences of my action. My health has just kind of been whatever, depending on my moods. And I really want to know that I'm keeping the promises I made to myself. To me, that's huge. I'm all about that. So I want you to turn this off, get your paper and pen out, and decide what are the 4 actions that you need to take immediately to give yourself a better life. And then ask those questions so that you can be prepared to make it happen. You've got this. You totally deserve this. And I want you to, as things start happening in your life, ask if you're getting the avoidance of pain or if you're getting the pleasure out of it, and change it. Be in control of your own life. I feel like for so many years I haven't, and now I am taking control, and I'm going to become the best version of me yet. And yeah, some of it's health, some of it's mental growth, some of it's success. But either way, this next version is going to knock all the other versions of myself out of the ballpark. Because I'm deciding, I'm taking control and deciding what looks good in my life and how to make it pleasurable. So I really hope you do the same, because you deserve to be the best version of yourself. Get out there and start making it happen today. Thank you for spending this time with me, and for listening with an open heart, and for choosing to invest in your growth today. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need the reminder that their dreams still matter. Sometimes one conversation, one message, one moment of encouragement can change everything. And if you want to go deeper, my book, Rise, Believe, Become, was written for the in-between seasons, the moments when you know there's more for you, but you're still finding the courage to take the next step. You can find my book on Amazon, and remember, no matter what phase you're in, your dreams don't expire. Until next time, keep rising.